Today, I'd like to explain evidence specifications for traffic violation photos. Today's course is mainly to let you know that traffic punishment is a serious matter. Evidence photos must be standardized and rigorous, so as not to be questioned and challenged, and to go through the entire law enforcement process smoothly. I will start the speaking from three aspects. First of all, I will explain the development history, of course in China. Secondly, we can analyze the evidence specifications for traffic violation photos. Third, I will explain examples for typical traffic violations. Finally, let's analyze case photos of image forensics in two countries. Section 1 Development History in China. Page 1.1 about the punishment standard in different country. First of all, let's introduce the development history. As follows, I collected and summarized the law enforcement standards of several countries on the illegal behavior of motor vehicles running red lights. For example, in Singapore, if a motor vehicle runs a red light, it will be fined as $1,000 for the first time, imprisoned for 6 months and deducted 12 scores. If he commits another crime, he will be fined as $2,000 and imprisoned for 1 year. If the circumstances are serious, an additional punishment of whipping is required. In China, they will be fined 200 RMB and deducted 6 scores for law enforcement out of 12 scores. Comparatively speaking, the handling of traffic violations in countries around the world is stricter than in China. As human nature is the same, strict law enforcement is the best way to regulate traffic order. In comparison, the punishment standards of other countries are basically more stringent than those of China. Page 1.2 The development history of e-police. China's first electronic police system originated in 1997. It also developed with the development of video security technology in the past 10 years. The film camera used at that time could only take 36 photos per paper, and 3 films were changed on the first day of application. This is the photo taken at that time. After a legal collection, the owner was notified to accept the punishment by calling and publishing newspapers. At that time, there was no law enforcement standard for electronic police in China. The first set of standards was released in 2004. Up to now, we have upgraded and released 3 versions of standard documents. China's rapid development. Electronic monitoring equipment has been widely used in China, more and more types. The development of foreign countries is slow. There is a process for the introduction of new technologies. I believe that in the future, more and more Chinese products and solutions will be recognized by other countries. The Chinese standard is likely to become the standard of other countries. Page 1.3 Traffic law enforcement income. At present, electronic law enforcement has been widely used in China. The following are the benefits of traffic law enforcement and fines in several major cities in China every year. At present, on average, the traffic law enforcement volume in each prefecture-level city is between 3 million and 10 million per year. The average benefit is between 450 million and 1.5 billion. For example, in 2020, China's annual traffic law enforcement revenue will be about 300 billion yuan. China's experience shows that, in this way, the development of traffic management informatization can be promoted. You need to go through the following process. In the early stage, there were some traffic management units that did not have funds and budgets, and they were wholly invested by the system integrator. And the total input was divided by the traffic control department and the system integrator. The government leads the investment and builds the e-police system. Part of the fine income is turned over to the Ministry of Finance, and part of it belongs to the Traffic Management Department. The investment is continuously rolled to promote development. Page Page 1.4 The History of Violation Evidence Standard. China has specified 3 types of violation evidence collection standards, namely, motor vehicles running red lights, overspeed, and motor vehicles didn't giving way to pedestrians. For other types of violation evidence collection, detailed regulations have been written in GA T832. The GA T496 standard has been released in 3 versions, and GA T832 standard have been released in 2 versions. This page shows several important traffic violation image forensic standards and specifications currently in use in China. Mainly about the follow. General specifications of automatic detecting and recording system of vehicles for violation of traffic signal. General specifications for intelligent monitoring systems of pedestrian crosswalk. General specification of speed detector for motor vehicle. Technical specifications for image forensics of road traffic offenses. Special emphasis should be placed on the GA T832 standard specification, which defines 11 modes of image evidence collection for traffic violations and the requirements for photo evidence for 126 traffic violations. Next, I will classify it for a simple analysis. Section 2 Traffic Violation Evidence. In Chapter 2, I will explain the norms and requirements of photo forensics for traffic violations, that is, photo forensics must meet certain scene characteristics and requirements before it can be used for law enforcement and used as a basis for punishment. Our products and solutions comply with these specifications. However, to promote in different countries, it is necessary to examine local regulations and requirements and make some adjustments as needed. Page 2.1 Key Points of Design Evidence Specification. First of all, let's explain several key points that China considered when formulating the image evidence standard. We use question and answer to analyze. 1. Why do you take many pictures of traffic violations? There are many uncertain factors in the process of driving or stationary motor vehicles, which may lead to wrong capture. Even if the equipment calibration and testing are correct, there is no guarantee that the evidence is sufficient, so only no less than 2 pictures are collected. 2. How to judge the illegal behavior of motor vehicles from pictures. Because 2 or more photos are taken, each photo is superimposed with various information, such as the time accurate to milliseconds, from the background of the picture, the distance the vehicle moves, the obvious signs and markings, the relative space and time, etc., the nature of traffic violations can be determined, thus avoiding legal proceedings by the Traffic Police Department and providing a technical basis for normative law enforcement. 3. Why should we specify the time interval for taking illegal photos? The existing equipment may be affected by external interference or the equipment technology itself is still insufficient, such as the speed measuring radar and camera are not synchronized, and the speed measuring coil interferes. Therefore, 2 photos at different times can avoid some false illegal acts. The same is true for static illegal acts. 1 photo does not reflect the process of illegal parking. Page 2.2 Key Points of Design Evidence Specification. 4. Why should anti-counterfeiting information be superimposed on each photo? At present, the existing illegal pictures often go through the processes of shooting images, storing images, transmitting, auditing, and checking. If no anti-counterfeiting information is superimposed, it cannot be proved that the picture has been artificially tampered with. The Traffic Police Department is in a passive situation in legal proceedings. Illegality is a process behavior, which inevitably requires different process information. For example, the time has been accurate to milliseconds, and each picture is different. 5. What is the standard for video forensics? This standard standard does not exclude the dynamic video forensics method. On the contrary, it strengthens the dynamic video forensics function, requiring the original feature information to be superimposed on the dynamic video and the length of the recorded video to be not less than 5s. Does the standard exclude the function of video speed measurement and forensics? Special circumstances of video speed measurement. When video is used for motor vehicle speed measurement and evidence collection, the influence of external environment, installation, lens drift and other factors must be excluded. Which also means that there are still many technical difficulties to be overcome in video speed measurement and evidence collection. At present, it is not yet mature. 6. Why use pictures as evidence instead of video directly? Traffic violations are very important evidence and need to be preserved for a long time. It takes more than 2 years in China. If video storage is used, a large amount of storage space is needed. Increased costs. However, using picture evidence and synthesizing multiple pictures can already meet the actual needs. Picture storage. Each evidence picture is about 1.5 megabytes. Video storage. Each video is more than 10 megabytes. The storage space is more than 7 times. Page 2.3 Technical Specifications for Image Forensics. GA T832. In the standard specification of GA T832-2014, Technical Specifications for Image Forensics of Road Traffic Offenses, 11 image forensics modes for traffic violations are defined. And the corresponding forensics mode requirements can be selected for each illegal act. Let me summarize. Image forensic features can basically be divided into 2 categories, namely basic features and additional features. Basic features. The photo must clearly see the panoramic features of the front or rear of the motor vehicle, the location of the traffic violation, the time of the violation, the characteristics of the violation, and the number plate number. Additional features. According to different types of illegal evidence collection, it is also necessary to collect driver face characteristics, obvious markings, sign indication characteristics, traffic signal status indications, guidance arrow indications, clear scene characteristics in the car, and clear traffic control measures. Page 2.4 Technical Specifications for Image Forensics, GA T832. Now, I will explain in detail the technical specifications for image forensics of road traffic violation. 1. About the timing error. It is required that the difference between the 24 hours of the equipment and the standard time cannot be greater than 1 second. 2. Collect panoramic photos, which must include the front or rear view of the motor vehicle, the number plate, the color, the car type, and the significant geographical features. 3. About the number of photos to be collected. No less than 2 photos are required. 4. The picture is 24-bit true color. Digital imaging equipment should be no less than 1280 x 720. 5. The image must be superimposed on the time. The dynamic violation is accurate to 0.01s. The static violation is accurate to 1.0s. The violation location, the illegal code, the illegal act, the image forensic equipment number, and the anti-counterfeiting information. Speed measurement system. Speed limit value, vehicle speed, speed measurement direction. For laser speed measurement, the distance value needs to be superimposed. 6. Collection interval. Illegal behavior in the state of dynamic. There is obvious displacement in the interval between pictures. The interval time in the static state is as greater than or equal to tens. 7. If conditions are met, it should be possible to collect photos of the driver's facial features, and the resolution should not be lower than 50 x 50. Page 2.5 Evidence Modes for Common Traffic Illegal Types. This page shows a comparison table of some traffic violations and corresponding evidence collection modes. Traffic management departments in various parts of China may require manufacturers to provide law enforcement equipment that meets the evidence requirements as required. Just for reference, page 2.6 Technical Specifications for Red Light Violation, GA T496. Next, I will explain in detail the technical specifications and requirements for motor vehicles running red lights. We follow the latest standard issued in 2014. The forensic specification is divided into two parts, basic functions and extended functions. First, the basic functions 1. About the number of photos to be collected, no less than 3 photos are required. 2. If conditions are met, it should be possible to collect photos of the driver's facial features. And the resolution should not be lower than 50 × 50. The photo can be used as a reference for identifying the driver. 3. About the timing error. It is required that the difference between the 24 hours of the equipment and the standard time cannot be greater than 1 second. And the equipment must have a time calibration function according to the set frequency. 4. Regarding the equipment capture rate must be greater than 90% and can work around all the clock. 5. Regarding the equipment accuracy rate must be greater than 80%. 6. Regarding the photo recording format, it must be in JPEG format, and the coding specification must comply with ISO IEC 15444-2000. It should have a tamper-proof function. 7. About the OSD, it should include time, location, direction, lane and equipment number. 8. The number plate recognition function can automatically identify the plates type specified by GA36. GA36 is China's motor vehicle license plate specification, which specifies the size, style and character format. The recognition rate during the day is greater than or equal to 90%, at night is greater than or equal to 80%. And the extended functions 1. The equipment also needs to have a video recording function. The quality is not less than 720p and 8 fps, and the video storage time is more than 7 days. 2. The equipment also needs to have the function of capturing other violation acts, mainly reverse driving, illegal lane change, and disobeying lane direction sign. These violations are where the camera can cover. 3. The equipment also needs to have a process collection function so that it can provide data to other business systems for analysis, such as traffic signal control system. Page 2.7 Specifications for motor vehicles not giving way to pedestrians. The following is an explanation of the evidence collection requirements for motor vehicles not comedy to pedestrians, which are set in GA T1244 standard specifications. The first is the definition of this illegal act. When a motor vehicle passes a crosswalk, no part of the vehicle body enters the crosswalk area. And when a pedestrian who has entered the crosswalk and did not run a red light is about to pass, it is an illegal act that does not stop and give way. The same elements and characteristics as those defined by motor vehicles running red lights are specified in terms of time error of equipment, number of pictures, anti-counterfeiting marks, OSD superposition, picture forensics detection, driver's facial features, storage format, recognition rate, etc. In particular, it should be emphasized that the satisfaction elements of picture features must include motor vehicle number plates, vehicle types, sidewalks, stop lines, pedestrians and traffic directions, etc. The signal control road interaction also needs to see the status of the signal light. As for the capture rate, it must be greater than or equal to 85%. And the validity of the record must be greater than or equal to 80%. typical traffic violations. Page 3.1 The illegal behavior involved in this article. Through e-police, traffic violations can be automatically collected. To achieve off-site law enforcement, the following illegal behavior are all to be captured. Page 3.2 Evidence Standard for Vehicle Run a Red Light. This is the top view of our equipment installation scene. Usually we will erect a pole 18 meters in front of the stop line, 6 meters high. And the camera will be armed to the middle of the intersection. The camera faces the direction of the intersection. The scene must include stop lines, zebra crossings, and traffic light signals, as well as the position of the motor vehicle to see the direction of travel. This is a top view of our equipment installation scene. Usually we will comb a pole 18 meters in front of the stop line, 6 meters high, and lift the camera arm to the middle of the intersection to install the camera. The camera faces the intersection, and the scene must include stop lines, zebra crossings, traffic light signals, as well as the position and state of the motor vehicle to see the driving direction clearly. Page 3.3 Evidence Standard for Vehicle Run a Red Light. This is the live effect picture. Page 3.4 Evidence Standard for Vehicle Run a Red Light. Let me explain in detail the image feature requirements. The photos need to meet the following key recording points. The first traffic violation, namely vehicle run a red light. It should collect 3 photos. The first photo must be in red light. The car is parked behind the stop line. Vehicle features and road traffic signs are visible clearly. The second photo car crossed the stop line. And the third photo car crossed the stop line and continued forward. In the 3 photos, the vehicle position is different. We should taking a close-up picture from any one of them can identify the vehicle number plate. Only satisfying these features as a legal violation evidence. We also see that some overseas projects require video recording of the whole process, which is easy to achieve. The second traffic violation is cross-solid line violation. And the third is not give way to pedestrian in front of the zebra crossing. Photos also meet certain character. I didn't describe one by one here. If you want to know more details, you can contact me in private. Page 3.5 Serbia's motor vehicle running a red light effect. This is a successful case in the Serbian country. This plan adopts the side-mounted plan. Page 3.6 Serbia's motor vehicle running red light effect, night. This is the night effect of a motor vehicle running through a red light in Serbia. Page 3.7 contains synthetic effects for face forensics. This is a sample picture captured by a motor vehicle running a red light using the new national standard. It can be seen that the evidence collection of human faces has been increased, including panorama and close-up of human faces. In this forensics mode, face pixels cannot be less than 50*50. Page 3.8 Evidence Standard for Cross-Solid White Line. This is a traffic violation that collects illegal lane changes of motor vehicles at the same time in the scene of motor vehicle running a red light. For such illegal acts, very clear markings are required in the scene, and the red light signal of motor vehicles is not a key element feature. Page 3.9 Evidence Standard for Cross-Solid White Line. This is a composite picture effect. The white solid line is forbidden to cross under any condition. This illegal type does not need to show that the signal light is red in the picture. Page 3.10 Evidence Standard for Disobeying Lane Direction Sign. This is an illegal act of collecting motor vehicles not following the instructions of guide signs at the same time in the scene of motor vehicles running red lights. You can see the motor vehicle going straight through the left turn lane. The third picture of this picture is required to be able to see clearly the exit direction of the vehicle. Page 3.11 Evidence Standard for Disobeying Lane Direction Sign. This is a composite picture effect. The third photo of this illegal image forensics needs to clearly see the direction of the vehicle. That's where we go. Page 3.12 Long Distance Violation Detection. This is a scheme to collect long-distance traffic violations through binocular cameras. One lens is responsible for the long-range view and the other lens is responsible for the close-range view, which is integrated into one image output through binocular splicing. Both long-range and close-range can be seen clearly. This kind of camera has 28 million pixels and can realize 90-meter long-distance traffic violation collection. Page 3.13 Evidence Standard for Not Give Way to Pedestrian. Here are the motor vehicle not give way pedestrian violation behavior. The picture must include the overall characteristics of the motor vehicle, the number of records of basic information such as illegal place, illegal time, illegal behavior, license plate number, crosswalk, stop line, pedestrians and traffic direction, etc. Intersections with signal lights and other intersections should also clearly identify the green lights of signal lights. Page 3.14 Illegal Parking. Illegal parking is a traffic violation of most manufacturers. There are many application scenarios in cities, such as schools around schools, bus stations, train stations, urban main roads, and expressways. It is one of the most widely used traffic violations. We can easily collect illegal data through PTZ cameras. Page 3.15 Evidence Standard for Parking Violation. Our company's solution uses an integrated PTZ camera to collect two photos at different times. In addition, this device can also capture other violation. According to different scenarios, there may be some differences in forensics, such as urban arterial roads, fast access. In general, parking is strictly prohibited, and the development parking permit shall be collected immediately. However, in bus stations, railway stations and bus stations, usually based on the purpose of humanized law enforcement, guests are allowed to pick up and drop off passengers, and the evidence is often collected after a certain time limit is exceeded. Therefore, we have to examine the user scenarios and needs, configure or customize appropriately. In particular, some countries require photos before and after the car at the same time, which requires two devices to work together. Page 3.16 Evidence Standard for Over Maximum Speed Limit. Our company has two types of speed measuring equipment. First is side-mounted equipment. Similar to this installation effect, the image characteristics are shown in the figure. Second, the gantry top-mounted equipment, which collects the picture characteristics from above and uses radar to measure speed. This is a side effect photo of a portable mobile speedometer. It can cover 4 lanes at the same time. 6-lane speed measurement equipment will have products to be promoted at the end of this year. Page 3.17 Photo effect for overspeed violation. This is the effect picture captured by the speedometer, which is divided into white light strobe light effect and infrared strobe light effect. In China, black and white photos are not used as evidence of illegality. Page 3.18 Technical Specifications for Motor Vehicle Point-to-Point Speed Measurement. This page shows the point-to-point overspeed capture. It calculates the average speed through 2 or more points to determine whether the vehicle is overspeeding. This is the Illegal Evidence Collection Standard Specification for Interval Speed Measurement. Several key points need to be explained. First of all, the number of photos must be at least 2. 1 for import and 1 for export. And do the synthesis of pictures, the superposition of many information about traffic violations. Secondly, the accuracy error requirements of speed measurement. In China's national measurement must be a negative error. That is to say, it can only measure less, not more than standard requirement. If the vehicle speed is less than or equal to 100 kilometers per hour, the error range is -6 kilometers per hour, approximately 0. If the vehicle speed is higher than 100 kilometers per hour, the error range is -6% tilde 0. In addition, the quality, format, anti-counterfeiting code, and capture rate of the photos have been specifically fixed. Page 3.19. Point to point over speed violation. Interval speed measurement can only be set on road sections where the speed limit is uniform. This is the installation effect and schematic diagram of the interval speed measurement. Sign reminders are required to enter the speed measurement section of the interval. It is also necessary to set up a sign to remind the speed measurement end when driving out of the section. If we use loop coil, radar or laser speed measurement, multiple speeds are available, such as speed of point A, point B and average speed. Usually, notice signs must be set at the beginning and the end points of the speed measurement interval. The speed limit must be constant in the speed range. If the speed measurement equipment has an error, it can only be a negative error and meet a certain interval range. Page 3.20. Point to point over maximum speed. This is the rendering of the evidence photo. You can see the composite image and OSD of driving in and out the overlay. Page 3.21. Driving without seatbelt violation detection. Using the phone while driving and not wearing a seatbelt are two important illegal acts that endanger road traffic safety. Technically, they can also be collected by electronic police. In many places, Party A customers require collection and enforcement. This is a photo of the installation effect of this type of traffic violation. A few reminders are as follows. 1. The product selection is consistent with the speed measuring equipment and ANPR system. 2. The equipment must be installed towards the vehicle coming direction. 3. If you need to ensure a good recognition effect, in the night, backlight conditions, it must be worked together with the explosion lights. Page 3.22. Driving without seatbelt violation detection. This is a photo effect of the traffic illegal when driving using a mobile phone. Page 3.23. Driving with calling detection. This is a photo effect of the traffic illegal when driving without a seatbelt. Next, we will analyze the case of image forensics in two countries. Page 4.1. Photo forensics of traffic violations in Egypt. At present, the illegal evidence collection scheme of motor vehicles running red lights used in Egypt adopts the front capture scheme. When a motor vehicle passes through the parking line under the red light state, it will capture and collect a photo, and at the same time, the red light state of the motor vehicle will be synthesized and superimposed on the picture. From the perspective of picture specification, there are some problems which may affect the normal law enforcement. There are two main reasons. 1. The state of the red light is not collected in the same picture, but is superimposed through synthesis, which is suspected of fraud. It is easy to be challenged and questioned, and law enforcement is not strict enough. 2. The number of pictures is insufficient. It is a dynamic traffic violation for a motor vehicle to run a red light. It is difficult to restore the illegal process with only one photo, or it may be illegal parking. Based on the above analysis, we think that this kind of evidence format is not rigorous enough, and there are many doubtful points to question in the court-proof stage. Page 4.2. Photo forensics standard in a Central Asian country. This is another successful case in the Central Asian country about evidence of traffic violations by motor vehicles running red lights. Two cameras in tandem are used to capture together. In the red light state, the rear camera starts to capture, and at the same time triggers the front camera to capture. Page 4.3 Photo Forensics Standard in a Central Asian country. This is a composite picture effect picture. Together with close-up pictures, there are 6 photos combined into one photo. The advantages and disadvantages are analyzed as follows. 1. Judging from the standard of evidence collection, the rear camera can already meet the requirements of evidence collection. 2. Due to the different widths of intersections, the installation distance of the front camera may be far away, and the light supplement is insufficient. So it may not be possible to collect clear front photos at night. Inconsistent photos before and after may also be challenged and questioned. 3. If the photos of the front and rear of the car are collected clearly as reasonable evidence, the collection rate at night is not high in this mode, resulting in a large number of waste films. This is the content of today's course on the forensics of traffic illegal images. Today,